Hello, Ancestry and DNA fans. I'm back. Yep, it's the end of May 2021. I hope everyone had a good end of winter and a great start to spring and now what feels like almost summer. Well, Ancestry DNA is continually evolving, and the DNA world itself is continually evolving. And this weekend is going to be a great time to take advantage of special sales. Memorial Day weekend is typically a great weekend to go ahead and start your DNA kit from Ancestry and other companies. Here, recording this about a week before the Memorial Day holiday, and prices are still the regular price right now. So I think in a couple days you're going to see this go down tremendously, and especially around Father's Day. It'll probably be a 2-week promotion. But what a great time it is to think about getting your father a kit, your grandfather a kit, your uncle. Get all of the family members that you can interested in getting tested, getting a kit done. It can only expand your family tree and your reach into the world of Ancestry and DNA. Just surprise them. Don't even ask them. Order the kit, and about 6 to 8 weeks later, they're going to get the results back. And you can even be the curator of their test. I know a lot of older folks especially aren't terribly into computers. They may not even have an email address, so that would be the perfect time for you to step up and take advantage of this time to get the test done, and also be a shepherd to their DNA test results for them. All right, so check back onto the website here on YouTube. I'm going to do one around the holiday itself, and I just wanted to get back on here, do another video, see if I can get some more subscribers. I got a handful right now. I need to get up to 1,000, so I intend to have a lot more of these discussions on DNA. Let's pop on over to my page for a minute. All right, I'm over on my page at theancestry.com, all signed in, and this is what your family tree page looks like when you sign in. You'll get your updates on the left-hand side here, what's happening at Ancestry, all the different recent updates to databases right here, and then you can click this link to see all of the new information and then updated information. As you can see, it's an ongoing thing all year long. There's constantly millions and millions of records coming into play. Here on the right-hand side, you can see even more updates that are scheduled to be coming into this wonderful website here that's probably one of the biggest around the world, I'm going to have to say. All right, so we got that accomplished for May here. We're looking at all the updated records. Let's pop on over to the DNA site and see what's going on over there. Okay, here's my DNA page specific, and right here in the center you can see the DNA matches. It'll tell you all of the DNA matches that you have starred, 544 fourth cousins or later, and if the people put a picture up on their account, you'll even get that as well. So interesting there. On the left hand side here, ethnicity estimate. If you've subscribed to the channel, you probably know my breakdown, and it does change from time to time as they update this database. So that's the other wonderful thing about Ancestry and other offerings from other companies, that they do run updates on this DNA. It's not just a one and done thing. You're always changing as they improve this. So here's all of my numbers here, and then one of the things that Ancestry has that other companies do not is this through lines offering. And what that does is it uses ancestry trees to suggest it uses ancestry trees to suggest how you may be related to DNA matches through common ancestors. So it'll say, well, we think we found a relative of yours. Then you're left to do the work to see if that's actually the case. All right, let's pop on over to some DNA news that are making the rounds in the news this week. Okay, I'm going with the ancient DNA news here, and it's at a website called ScienceDaily.com. First story up here, entire genome from Pastera Marai, I'm trying to pronounce that correctly, 1 sequenced. Researchers have successfully sequenced the entire genome from the skull of Pastera Marai 1, a woman who lived in today's Romania 35,000 years ago. Okay, so this is some remains that were discovered, obviously very old, and from 35,000 years ago, her genome was run through, and they found out a little bit about her. It says her high genetic diversity shows that the out of Africa migration was not the greatest bottleneck in human development, but rather this occurred during and after the most recent ice age. So it goes on to say she is a bit more like modern-day Europeans than individuals in Europe 5,000 years earlier, but the difference is much less than we had thought. We can see that she is not a direct ancestor of modern Europeans, but she is a predecessor of the hunter-gatherers that lived in Europe until the end of the last ice age. So very interesting things going on with this, and I love when they find these old preserved remains and they have them tested, and it just adds to the database list of ancient ancestry. You can track your own ancestors right back to these very people that are found in ice after 35,000 years. It's just amazing to me that these fossils and remains can be found and studied, identified. This particular one again says, for this reason, they assumed that she had a greater fraction of Neanderthal ancestry than other contemporaries, making her stand out from the norm. But the genetic analysis in the current study shows that she has the same low level of Neanderthal DNA as most individuals living in her time. So, very cool, which means she's a little more advanced than the Neanderthal was. All right, a little closer to home in the USA here. Story at Newsweek.com. In the past couple weeks here, China wants your DNA. An opinion piece here. The Biden administration and Congress need to make protecting Americans' privacy and our personal information an important priority at home. And that should stand for other countries around the world too. In this article, it's saying that due to the events in February, it was easy to miss one of the chilling bit of news coming out of China. They used the COVID pandemic to try to collect the DNA of American citizens. So here's how the story went. BGI Group, China's largest genetics company, approached a number of states last year offering COVID testing and laboratories. But beware of the Chinese bearing gifts. The ruling Chinese Communist Party funds BGI Group, which runs China National Gene Bank, a giant DNA database. While most U.S. states rebuffed the generosity, quote-unquote, testing supplies were used in at least one state. So, in other words, don't let China come in under the guise of doing one thing and their real intent is doing something else. All right, well, I hope you liked this edition of the podcast here and the show on YouTube. Please hit like and subscribe to this video. I'd like to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of summer. So I got about 3 or 4 months to do that. And I'll have a lot more content here on the channel. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, and leave your comments down below. I'd love to interact with you as well. Take care.